up, guys? My name is Chelsea, but you can call me Cece. I am the owner of Part of My Lashes Studio, located right here in Pearland, Texas, and we are on the first episode of When Two Girl Bosses Collab. Are you excited?
I'm excited. Can I tell people who I am?
Of course.
Okay. Hey guys, so I'm Tamika, aka Glam NP713, family nurse practitioner and owner of Exclusively Radiant Medspa right here in Pearland.
Okay, so how did we come up with this podcast?
So in October last year, right before I went to London, I said I was going to start getting my lashes done. Mm-hmm. So I've got lashes done before, but I'm just not patient enough to like lay there with my eyes closed because I always feel like it's something that I could be doing.
Yeah.
So that's why I never continued to do them. It would take too long and I'm like, oh no. So because you're right across the parking lot from me, I thought this would be perfect. I'm just going to go over there. I'll schedule it on my lunchtime. And I wanted to have something that made me look awake because I'm not a girly girl. So make me look awake, make me look decent without any makeup. So I don't wear makeup. That's why I'm so big about skincare because I'm not a morning person and I'm too sleepy to get up and do like a full face beat. So lashes was the one option that I could do to make me look cute and just get up and go. So I came over October 2023 was my first appointment. That was my first trip to London where I decided to take 12 days as a mecation by myself. It was fantastic. And then after that time, we just started talking about, being a business owner, the struggles of being a wife, a mom, a boss, like all of that stuff. And we thought we should tell the people about it.
Yeah.
So we have so many good conversations.
We did. I remember that time because I feel like during that season, like you were like in your me time.
Yeah.
But I was in the season of like frustration.
Burnout.
Yeah,
for
so
sure.
we could like really relate on that.
Yeah.
And I feel like even though like guys, I feel like you really should like find somebody who either has walked the path or is going on the path because it really does like help you along the way.
Yeah.
So before we like get fully deep into like more about like our conversations, I feel like we should tell the people like some back history about ourselves.
Yeah, let's do it.
So I'm a licensed cosmetologist and I took cosmetology in high school. So early on, like I really did always kind of know like my path that I wanted to take. I didn't really know it was going to be lashes, but I did focus like in the beauty industry. And then after graduating high school, I ended up taking one semester at HCC for my hours because how it works in high school, like you have to get, I think, 1,000 hours, but for TDLR, it's 1,500 hours. So I was like 500 hours short.
So what high school
I went to
offers
Barbara
that?
Jordan
Barbara
High
Jordan.
Schools for High School for Careers.
Okay.
Yeah. So early on, I knew like what path I wanted, so I did invest like in my future early. It wasn't though until my aunt in 2016. So from 2012 to 2016, I focused on hair. Okay. As you can tell. Like I like hair, I like color, I like those type of things. But it wasn't until 2016 my aunt, she unfortunately committed suicide. We talked about that a little bit before. And that's how I got into lashes.
Okay, so back up a little bit because I'm learning with the audience as well. So you graduated from Barbara Jordan when? What year?
In 2011.
Okay. Man, she's a baby, y'all. Jeez. Okay. And so after that, you went on to cosmetology school to get the rest of the
my 500
hours.
my 500 hours that I had to get for
the license.
For the TDLR requirements.
Okay, and then after that, you went to go and work where?
So my first job was at a local hair salon. I can't even remember what the name of it was, but I didn't last long there. But I do have a sister-in-law who has always been a part of my life. Like she always was like kind of like that mentor, inspiring, and she had a shop. So I started off really basically like helping her like shampoo, relaxer, color, like the prep work for it.
Okay.
So I did that for like many years and then just working at home.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you would do African American hair or natural
No,
hair?
just African American hair. Yeah.
Okay, but
Yeah, like
natural or
sew-ins.
sew-ins.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know how to braid
Yeah.
and you can sew in some hair.
Yes.
Okay, so when I'm ready, I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna come to your house. I'm gonna have you come to my house.
No, I still be
And-
having people ask, but I'll just be like, no, I focus mainly on, running
But
the
I'm your
lash business
friend.
is a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
like,
if you need like a little one too, I'll probably
yeah.
help you.
Okay. All right. Okay. So then you figured hair not for me.
Yeah, no. I was getting burnt out on hair fast. Like I don't know. I felt like I wanted something different. After I finished cosmetology school, I did take like the path of fashion design for 2 or 3 years, and I completed that program. So me kind of like twiddling in between the two, like fashion or hair. So I was kind of doing both, like locally fashion shows. But during that time, I felt like it really did set me up for like where I am now. Because my first previous business was actually called Part of My Fashion.
So tell me about the fashion part.
So the
what
fashion
were you doing?
I was sewing, like making patterns, sewing, creating like most of my designs were like custom handbags. Like I really was into like making this face or these girls that resembled me, like with the funky hairstyles, but on the bags, like I was really detailed with the lashes. So I feel like sometimes even like you're walking a path, you don't even realize that God is setting you up for something greater. And I feel like that was like my beginning journey of like walking the path of entrepreneurship, because I end up when I graduated fashion design school, I ended up opening like a small sewing studio downtown, and I did that for like maybe a year and a half, but it was similar to Part of My Lashes. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So now I know that you can braid. You can.
yeah, I'm very talented.
Wow, you can do some sew-ins. You can make me some throw pillow cases. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. So
Yep.
you did the fashion thing for how long?
From I finished fashion design school like 2014, 2015. So about 3 years.
Okay.
It was me doing like local fashion shows, selling handbags, kind of getting my name in the market. But then it just stopped. Like as soon as like my aunt committed suicide, I lost like all my
Drive,
motivation.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll have to dig into that a little bit later about y'all relationship.
Yes.
Okay. So then 2016, you decided.
Yeah, 2016, like, my friend Ashley, she was wearing lash extensions, and at the time she was living with us. So she always got her lashes done, and she would always say like, girl, you need to go get your lashes done. Like it will make you like feel better, like during this time. So I was like, I don't know. I guess I'll go try it. So I went and tried it, and I couldn't even like relax because I was so amazed. I'm like, how the heck do they take these single lashes and apply it to your natural lashes? And ever since then, I came back home and I was like, I want to do this. Like, it was just that inspiring to me. Immediately, like once I have an idea too, and we talk about this, like I'm very impulsive. Like once I have this thing on my brain, it's like I have to do it. Especially if I feel like God is talking to me and he's like telling me like this is what you should be doing, I'm gonna do it. So me and Ashley went on the journey to like go and try to figure out how we could become like eyelash specialists. But upon that journey, like going to the cosmetology schools, they was like I was already qualified. So Ashley ended up going down that route of cosmetology school, and I ended up going to work for a company that I found that would just teach me, and I had to work for them for I think 4 months, but I ended up staying there 4 years.
Okay, so you do have to be a cosmetologist.
You have to be
a lash.
You have to be a licensed cosmetologist, esthetician, or now they do have like where it's just eyelash specialty.
Okay,
Yeah.
and we'll talk about that in another episode. Okay. So
after that, then I worked for that company for 4 years, and I worked my way up from the bottom all the way to the highest level that I can go.
And how did Pardon My Lash come about?
Part of my lashes came from me reaching that highest level. Like after 4 years, it was to the point where I felt like I wasn't growing no more.
What year was that?
2019.
Okay.
So if I feel like I'm not growing anymore, if I feel like I cannot evolve, then that's when I felt like it was time for me to part ways. So I ended up starting the business with a friend, but really it was just mostly to like split the rent. It mostly was everything was my creativity, my business name, all of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so then 2019, you
Branch
started
off in a
Pardon
suite.
My Lash in a suite.
Yeah.
And you were located in what area?
In Pearland.
In
still,
Pearland
yeah.
still.
Because I worked in Pearland. So
Okay.
majority of my clientele was already in Pearland. But mainly too, like one of the reasons why I did start the business is because like I did have a lot of African American clients, and I kept noticing that a lot of them kept saying, where are like the black owned businesses? Like this was like even before the pandemic, but it wasn't like really until the pandemic hit that Pardon My Lashes just skyrocketed and took off. So we'll get down to that in nitty gritty, but enough about me right now. Like, let's talk about your story.
Okay. So, I'm a family nurse practitioner. So in order to be a nurse practitioner, you have to have like a master's degree.
Okay.
And
So you did school.
so
like,
I was a registered nurse. So I have a bachelor's in science to become a registered nurse. So a
Did you do school
bachelor's
here?
of science in nursing.
did you do school here?
I did school here, Texas Woman's University. So
Okay.
right out of high school, I graduated at 17. I went to college. I started, my birthday is in August, so I was 18 as soon as school started. And you go up to Denton for a couple of years and you take all your prereqs, and Denton is up by Dallas. And then you apply to nursing school. And so you can apply to different schools, like Prairie View has a nursing school, UT has a nursing school. Of course, Texas Woman's University has a nursing school. No affiliation with the hospital. I know people call it that, but it's no affiliation. That's actually Texas Women's Hospital, and our school is Texas Woman's University. So anyway, I graduated from undergrad with my nursing degree in 2003, and I was 23 at the time. And I went on to I worked at a local hospital in the ICU and did that for a couple of years. And then a couple of my friends, we decided that we were going to be a travel nurse. So I had just broke off like an engagement with this guy, and I thought, oh yeah, I'm going to get out of Houston. So I love to travel. Most people do. So I became a travel nurse. So all my friends, 3 of us, we quit our jobs at the hospital and we just went to go do travel nursing. So we did that for like 5 years, and it was fantastic. We'll have a whole nother episode to talk about that because it was so much fun. And then after about doing that for 5 years, you get tired of being on the road, kind of moving every 3 to 6 months or something like that. So I thought, I'm going to go back to school to be a nurse practitioner. And I was making a lot of money as a travel nurse, easily 6 figures as a 20-something-year-old. It was great. And I thought, man, I'm going to have to go back to school in order to make this kind of money, because they don't pay bedside nurses 6 figures. You only got paid that much because I was traveling. So I decided to go back to school. I became a nurse practitioner. I graduated in 2010. And from my master's degree.
Okay.
So in 2003, I had my bachelor's, and I worked for 7 years. And then in 2010, I graduated with my master's. So that's when I became a nurse practitioner.
Okay.
So I went back to doing what I was doing, emergency medicine and family practice. And that was really, emergency medicine was my love, but it just didn't, the scheduling was tough. Days
when you say
and nights.
Emergency medicine, that's like you were in the emergency room?
Yeah, so I ran Bentob ER, so that was fun.
Yeah.
Shock trauma and all of that kind of stuff. So that was fun. So I work in the emergency room or in the urgent care or something like that. So that's what we consider emergency medicine. So I did that, and it was great. But like I say, the scheduling, 12, 16 hours, you're flipping back and forth days and nights. And so then ultimately I decided to go work at an urgent care. And actually, I was so burnt out because they wanted me to see like 60 people in 12 hours. So we were open 9 to 9. And that was a lot. Yeah. So I'd been talking about opening my own practice. It never was going to be aesthetics. Ever. It was going to be a family practice clinic in a low income area. So I was raised by a single mom. We didn't have insurance. So we would go to like those low income clinics where you pay $50. They give you a penicillin shot if you're sick or something. And then like you keep it moving. So I was going to open up something like that until I decided that with the experience that I had, that people really don't want to be accountable for their own health. And they want me to prescribe them cholesterol medicine, but I see them at Popeye. And I'm like, okay, what we doing here? You know? And so I thought, okay, no, I don't want to do that. So I was at the urgent care, and I was just miserable, honestly. Like, God made me so uncomfortable that like he pushed me into his purpose for me. So again, for years I was talking about, okay, I'm gonna start a business. Well, my good friend Tanya, I went to go clean her mom's ears, and she was like, Tamika, when you gonna start that business you talking about? I was like, girl, I'm gonna get to it. And she was just like, you've been saying that for 6 years. And I was like, I am going to get to it for real.
So she was the friend that held you accountable.
She was the friend. She was the friend. And that day she told me, she said, okay, so I'm going to give you 6 weeks to come up with your business name and file your LLC. I was like, oh, okay, well, I don't even know what I'm going to do yet. So I came home and I told Chris, and I was like, yo, I'm going to start my business. Like Tanya said, I have 6 weeks. And he was like, babe, I've heard that 100 times. I was like, dang, that's true. That's true. He was like, so what you going to do? I was like, I don't know. I'm going to figure it out. So literally we went to the Bahamas, and I was laying on the beach, and I said, babe, I'm going to do Botox. And he was like,
have you ever did Botox before that?
Nah. And he was like, babe, black people don't do Botox.
I definitely had that.
Yeah, that's the thought, right? Yeah.
Black people don't do that.
Yeah, exactly, because black don't crack.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, that's fine. I don't care that they don't do it. So then he was just like, okay. And he supports me and whatever. So then I decided that I had to invest in myself. Fast forward, I took some classes. People was like, oh, Tamika, you're a natural at this. So I thought, okay. So then I'm going to start my business. So I did. I had the LLC. I was ready to go. So I kept my full-time job at the urgent care where I was miserable for 3 days a week. And the other 4 days, I was doing my brand. I was building my brand, injecting people. I was concierge at the time. So this was in 2016. And so I was driving around to people's houses doing their Botox and microneedling and stuff like that. And then with less than 6 months, I'd become so busy to where I could only see 6 people a day, but more people wanted me to like do them.
Yeah.
So then I ended up with 62 square foot office in Pearland Town Center. So
so you started off in Pearland Town Center, not the other location.
Right. Nope. So I started out in 62 square feet, Pearland Town Center. People don't know. Do you know that there are offices above the retail stores?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So I started out up there. I used that address because you have to have a business address in order for them to ship like Botox and stuff too.
But
they
even
don't
for your LLC,
ship it to the house.
Like for certain business loans, you have to have a physical business location.
Yes. So I signed up at the Pearland Town Center just for like a virtual office, basically, and they give you an address or whatever. So I'd already had that connection. So once I figured out that I needed a space, then I started renting there. So 62 square feet. My clients and I call it the closet. We'll talk about that another time. And
wait, you said 62 square
62.
feet. Oh, 62. I'm thinking you saying 6,200 square feet. I'm like, that's huge.
No. 62
so you started
square
off
feet.
Small.
Really small.
Yeah.
I mean, literally.
I don't even know what 62, but I can think that's
the
closet.
62 is literally half of this room.
Yeah.
So from where this is over to that wall, that was it.
But you made it work.
I made it work. And so here we are now, 2024, in 3,200 square feet. And, it's been a journey. and I can't wait to tell the people about it. But it's been fun. I mean, it's a whole lot behind the scenes between 2016 and 2024.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
Growth,
yeah, I'm excited to tell the people about it.
You made like a really good point. You said that you were working while you started your business.
Yeah, I worked 366 days straight, and I know that specifically because I was so exhausted every day. And I didn't quit my full-time job because I need to pay my bills, right?
Yeah.
And that doing Botox and stuff was really kind of like a side job, and it wasn't guaranteed money. And that's the thing about entrepreneurs. If we don't work, we don't eat.
Yeah, true.
And so I did have the security of that every 2-week paycheck. And so I didn't think that it was a smart decision for me just to quit my job. People can say, oh, you weren't exhibiting faith. And maybe that's true. But I also live reality. Reality is the rent is due every month on, the first. Yeah.
Maybe about the fifth.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So I wasn't going to put myself and my family. And at this time I had a son. He was 2 years old. I mean, I have to help pull my weight. So I did. I kept my job, and it was tough, girl. It was tough because the 3 days that I work, it was 9 to 9, maybe 9 to 10 or 11, just kind of depends when we finished. And then the other 4 days, it was like if somebody called at midnight and said they needed an IV, I would get out the bed and I'd go and do it.
So you was experiencing real burnout.
Yeah.
I remember too, like when I started my business, I was still working at the other company and coming like during my lunch break, before and after, and it was like a clash.
Yeah.
So I feel like listening to both of our stories, like if the audience is listening, they can learn that sometimes you do have to do both, but also you do have to eventually make a decision. From stepping away from like maybe your comfort zone of financial stability.
For sure.
If you really do want to make the business work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
We both have.
I can't wait till we talk about that leap of faith.
Yeah.
That we took.
It really does take a leap of faith. Like so many people think like you could just pray, but it also does take like work.
Yeah. And I don't always base everything based off money, but I was making good money, as a nurse practitioner in the urgent care 3 days a week. So to think about just walking away from that guarantee.
And did you have benefits too?
No, my husband carries all the benefits.
Yeah, that's my husband carries
so to walk away from
comfortability.
Yeah, man, it was scary. It's scary. I can't wait to tell that story because it definitely is a story.
Yeah,
but
you do have to get uncomfortable to get comfortable.
I did. Oh, I was so uncomfortable. And honestly, that's the only reason why I actually took the leap. If it wasn't for Tanya pushing me, I would still be at the urgent care or the emergency room, to be very honest with you. And we are about to celebrate 8 years, but I'd still be doing that because I don't think that I would have had enough push to really do it on my own. I just would have kept complaining about how I'm tired of working here. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of that. But I don't know that I would have done it on my own.
Well, let's say shout out to Tanya.
Shout out Tanya. She did.
It's good to have good friends though, that can motivate you in different ways. Like I always give Ashley the credit. Like, girl, if you would have never told me about lashes, I don't never think I'll be doing this.
Yeah.
And now Ashley she works under the Part of My Lashes brand. So that's like a cool thing. And Tanya works.
Tanya's my business manager. So
find y'all somebody who can hold you accountable, but can also motivate and push you. And then too, like we're gonna talk about that down the line, but like having friends that are not like jealous of your path or your success.
For sure. Yeah. Okay.
Well, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed the first introduction to us, and we cannot wait for you guys to hear more with us. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share this podcast. And if you are listening to the audio version, make sure that you download because we got to start getting those numbers up. Anything else you want to give a close out?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm excited. I'm excited to tell all the people all the things.
Yes. See y'all soon.
All right.